in the final is going to have to be really crash hot. So we come into the men's game now. Tell us about these opponents, Ramon.
Thanks, Foz. So our first men's semi-finals, we have the Maliyans United, a team that represents a lot of different countries from New South Wales, from Dubbo, as well as Armidale, but really spreading across New South Wales. We've also got the North Queensland Bala Boys, hailing from Mackay, as well as Queensland. So this should be a very good first semi-final. The North Queensland Bala Boys have really showed their talent throughout this tournament. They're a newly formed team, and a lot of young talent in there. So they'll be giving the top sides a run for their money this year. Very, very close when it comes to playing last year's champions, the Brisbane Warragals. So this will be an interesting match. Maliyans are also one of the favourites from New South Wales. So yeah, so that's correct. So Jade North is playing for the Maliyans here. Jade North, obviously a household name in Indigenous football as well as football in Australia. So here we go, the first semi-final for the Australian Indigenous Football Championships. That's correct. So in the box here this afternoon for the first semi-final, we've got Darren Lutton, a household name in Queensland for football, for commentary as well as media. Done a lot of great work across the associations as well as our community here in Queensland and Brisbane. Darren, welcome.
Thanks very much, Ramon. It's fantastic to be here at Burpengary this afternoon. We'll just quickly run through the team sheets for both teams. So we'll start with Maliyans United. Number 12, Keogh Lewis. Number 4, Lewis Archibald. Number 3, Kiefer Dotti. Number 13, Jade North. Number 5, Deegan Holder. 11, Sam Webb. Number 9, Anthony Green. Number 8, Caden Powell. Number 7, Nick Chenoweth. Number 10, Terrell Paulson. Number 6, Shane Lyons. Number 2, Jackson Bullen. Number 17, Dylan Hugo. Number 14, Isaac Harrison. 16, well, you'll have to help me with that one. Because number 19, James Beatty. Number 1, Nick Brown. Number 16, Stephen Stanton. It's the attitude of the players that just, talking to them in between games, they're just so happy to be here. Of course, yesterday was such a horrible day for weather-wise, with 38-degree temperatures and bushfires occurring all over the place. When I asked them, is fitness an issue? Are you exhausted at the moment?
Just had Jade North step onto the field as well. Yeah, so centre midfield. That's right. So Jade stepping in the centre of midfield, had a bit of experience there. And as you're saying, Fozzie, with Ezra and his composure on the ball, we often talk about Indigenous talent and possessing that sort of midfield number 9 and 10 capabilities as a footballer. We're seeing a bit of that this tournament, aren't we?
Yeah, look, there's no shortage of skill, that's for sure. But it's probably acknowledged.
Here's a chance now for the Bala Boys. There's numbers in the box and the shot straight at the keeper.
Again, another nice change from the Bala Boys with the number 30, 31 coming on and make big difference.
This game is taking on a different complexion, although one suspects that Malia has the quality, as they show. And they get their second goal.
Wow.
Sensational goal from out of not much, to be honest. Just working down the left-hand side.
Saved it here.
Bringing the ball full length of the field. And the shot just evading the keeper. And Maliyans now have their second goal. And they're just showing their quality, aren't they?
Yeah, so it was a good opportunity for the Bala Boys at the other end. They had 3-on-2 as a little cutback, and as the shot was a little bit tame, straight into the keeper. He didn't have to do too much. All of a sudden, they've counter-attacked from there, and they've ended up in a situation here, 1v1. He's turned that player inside out, and just a stunning shot off his left foot into the high near corner, and the keeper really had nothing to do. So it was a beautiful strike, some real individual quality. And after a good period for the Bala Boys, you know, now being 2-0 down.
In the game. If it means that you're hanging around here for a while, then we'll gladly accept that. And the offside flag goes up. And corner delivery is low. Long range attempt comes in. Comfortable save. Maliyans perhaps sensing blood, looking to go quickly. Lovely turn. Infield ball though.
Maliyans, a good group, you know, it's a really good group. There's 5 or 6 of these guys who are in that Indigenous Roos team. Really experienced players, been around NPL teams, you know, for a lot of years. Midfield strong, and when you consider that, you know, you're kind of 1-0 up, and the game's, you know, it's got out of balance now. You know, you had control, and then all of a sudden the opponent's starting to do well, and you can bring Jade North 41 Socceroo caps off the bench. You know, I don't know how much football Jade's playing these days. I think he hasn't officially retired yet. He's still playing.
And you can even see here with the Maliyans, especially early on in the half, as well as the end of last half, their energy was actually growing.
Obviously, with all the grounds that you've been to around the country, what sort of standard have we got here? Are you impressed with what you've seen?
Firstly, where's the pool? How far's the pool away?
It's doing all right.
Okay, right, good. You'll be getting a workout fairly shortly. Yeah, look, it's a really outstanding facility for you know, what is a regional area. This facility here, with probably 5 football fields plus, you know, internal facilities. You've got some conference style rooms, and of course you know, areas for restaurant and so on, and all of these canteen facilities.
The shot comes in straight at the keeper. And again, I'd like to ask you, Craig, in this area we're relatively new to the synthetic pitch experience. I know that in Sydney there's it's some clubs that are just about all synthetic, aren't they?
Yeah, look, synthetics are going in all around the country for a number of reasons. One is because of the drought and, you know, the absence of water and the problem with having to water fields, right? That, you know, is making it, I think, more and more difficult to maintain a high number of grass fields in facilities like this. And so the wearability also of the artificial pitches is really important. So because in clubs that have now, you know, 1,000, 1,500, 1,700, 2,000 kids in some clubs around the country and continuing to grow, you just can't cycle them through. You can't cycle that many through these grass fields without really putting too much of a...
And it's only taken 15 years, but we're finally getting somewhere with it.
Well, that's true, but the game's also becoming more sophisticated in our ask, and that's what's important. You know, as the ball comes in, is a nice corner to the back post, but the keeper's done really well there. We're talking about the strengths of this Maliyans team and who's going to beat them, and I'll tell you what, they're going to have to do something special, because this keeper also has been good in one-on-one. You know, he's good with his feet, he's tall, he likes to come out. You're going to have to do something very special in the final to beat this team, as you can see by the scoreline. The game needs them, but more than that, Australia needs these facilities in order to absorb all of the social dividend of football, the hundreds of thousands of kids who play and want to play, to bring them into these areas. And you see what happens here. You know, when they're here, you have them in this captive environment. They love the game, and that's when you're able to teach them so much more.
This free kick comes in, comfortably dealt with by the keeper. Mueller with a nice turn of foot before earning them side the free kick. Yes, the Bala Boys, after playing 5-0 down, the game just lost a little bit of steam, and they were able to just keep a lid on things, Romain.
That's right. It's been an intense semi-final here. Obviously, Maliyans on top at the moment, but nonetheless, the Bala Boys continue to run, continue to attack, which shows tremendous character. Now in the closing minutes here, the Maliyans looking to sit back and rest the legs for the finals.
You know, they've only got 20 seconds left. Bala Boys really to be put out of their misery. You know, Maliyans, they had some nice play, but Maliyans just too strong in this game.
And there it is. It's full time. A comprehensive victory for the Nowra Maliyans. They'll see their way through to the grand final. For the Bala Boys, it's been a wonderful tournament for them.